So today I'm going to show you guys how I make money with the Insta360. It's actually sitting right here. But before I get too far ahead, thank you so much to Mike Nevy for going ahead and letting me borrow this so I can make videos and shoot some real estate with it before I actually buy one. Stick around. What's up everybody, I'm Original Dobo and I do drone and tech related content. So if that is your thing, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button at the end of this video. And if you're not already, make sure you're following me on Twitter and Instagram because that is where I post most frequent. Over to my right is the Insta One 360X, which is a virtual reality 360 camera, which is pretty awesome. Now, a lot of people buy these and they don't realize how much money they have sitting in their hands. These things are fantastic. And realtors love virtual tours. So today I'm going to show you a really easy way to do a virtual tour that doesn't require any extra stitching and it's totally free. So basically, when I first started looking at virtual tours, it was really complex and confusing. I looked at Q-Pix and you had to sort of align everything, stitch it, center it, and it took a while to get it done. Not only that, after a period of time, there was a charge and it was pretty expensive. Now, just starting out in the realty industry, taking photos and videos, I don't have, a crazy amount of income to really support paying an extra $30 or $40 a month. So I stumbled across a website called Momento 360. Now, this isn't going to be a true walk around virtual tour, but what this does let you do is go ahead and upload your virtual photos, your 360 photos to the website and to arrange them in the order in which you want them to be seen. Now, the user can go ahead and scroll through all the photos, or they can use a VR headset and toggle through the photos and look around and have, basically a virtual tour just without tapping and moving like Google Maps or Google Street View does. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set the Insta One 360X up in various spots in the house, connect my smartphone to it, and then go ahead and take photos of each room. I'm gonna try to do it in the order in which I want to upload them, so it makes it a little bit easier. And with the Insta One X, with the HDR processing that this has, I really don't have to do anything additional afterwards. So I'm thinking 16, 17 photos and I should be good. The good thing about virtual tours is because this captures so much data, you don't have to take quite as many photos as a normal photo shoot for a home. So let's go ahead and set this up in a couple of rooms and get some photos in. So the first room I'm gonna start with is the interior, the foyer room where you walk into the front door. And this is perfect for this home because you have a den over here and then you have a formal dining room here. So the Insta One 360 is actually going to capture everything and also the entryway into the bedroom. So I have a lot of room to really work with. And actually, if I really wanted to, I can probably bring this more dead center to right here and go ahead and capture the shot that I'm looking for. Now, one of the things you're going to want to make sure is if you're getting one of these, buy the monopod that Insta One sells. I mean, there's a lot of cheap ones out there, but I think this one works really, really well. But a monopod's going to enable you to not get any of the tripod legs in the shot. I'm using a tripod right now for my camera. And if I use that with the Insta One, I'm gonna have legs in the shot and it just sort of ruins things sometimes. So definitely get yourself a monopod. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go get out of the way, connect the phone to the camera and take the shot. Now, of course, I'm not really taking the shot because, well, that would be stupid because this camera would be in the way, but you get the idea. I set it, get out of the way of the shot and move on to the next room. Let's get over to the computer and I'll show you how I upload these and organize them before I send the links over to the realtor. We'll be right back. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm done shooting the house. I've got the video edited. I've got all the photos done for the home, but I have to do the virtual tour. So before you get to your computer, something that I really didn't talk about was the fact that if you're using an Insta One 360X, you have to do all your synthesizing and stitching on your phone
and then export them to your gallery. It's sort of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. If you haven't already, check out Jevin Dovey's video on the Insta One 360X. I mean, he did a really good job sort of explaining about that workflow. Highly suggest you check it out if you're interested. But I've already got all my photos uploaded to Dropbox. If you're a Mac user, you have an added advantage because you can just airdrop all these photos to your Mac and then just upload them, no big deal. But I already went ahead and uploaded these and sort of organized them for time's sake. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the computer, head to Momento360.com. So Momento360.com, go ahead and create yourself a free account. It is totally free to use. They do provide you, I think, like 265 megabytes or something of storage for free. And then if you need more, it's very, very cheap for the plans. 1,000 gigs, or yeah, a terabyte is like $9.99 a month. So it's really cheap to use if you need to use it. And for me, I probably will end up eventually start paying. But I've already uploaded all my media. And when you first do this, it uploads everything in a bulk sort of situation. Like these are all the houses I've shot. And I can, you know, basically create a new selection. So like if I wanted to create a collection, so here's my collections that I have here. But if I wanted to go ahead and create new, I can go ahead and title it and then put a description about whatever I want. And then once the collection's created, then it's just as simple as going ahead and add into that collection. And then you can go ahead and click and you say add into the selection. And this is all my media. And you'll see there's a little dot here. And basically what this is going to do is going to add it to that gallery if I wanted to add those photos to the gallery. So it's really easy. You don't have to do any additional stitching or anything like that. Like Q-Pix, you have to like organize and stitch, and it takes a long time. This literally, somebody, as long as you've taken it like the photos and know what they are and the order they should go in, you can be done with this in less than 10 minutes flat, no problem. And it's really easy. Once the photos are uploaded, I label each photo as to whatever it is that they are, and then I just drag them in the order that I want them to be seen. So, and it's pretty simple. You can see we have the exterior of the house, and somebody that is a prospective buyer can just sort of click through these. And this is cool because it also works with the VR headset. And with the VR headset, you just tap the side of it and it just toggles them through, and they can look up or down in the house, and it just works so well. It's such a cool thing to have this. If you're doing real estate photography, real estate agents want virtual tours. They love the fact that they can sort of put a prospective buyer in the position of being in the home without actually being there. So, and the Insta One 360 has some phenomenal HDR, does really well in low light situations as well. And I really haven't had any problems. You can see we're walking through this house that I just did yesterday. And I mean, just such an easy walk around tour, and you can see all the, you know, this is the garage. I mean, it's just awesome. Another thing that I do too is I position the tripod sort of lower than the mirrors are, or out of position of the mirror, so I never get it in a shot. And you can see if I just scroll down to the bottom, it's really hard to see that tripod because I'm using the monopod that it came with. You may see the feet, but overall, I mean, you'll see it right there. So that's all you see of the monopod. That's why I suggest using a monopod, so you don't get that in the shot, and it just sort of gives you like a very complete look of a house, and it just looks good. And I try to do all the closets, basically anything that a buyer, or I should say a seller, wants to showcase is what I'm going to take a photo of. Now this house was a 4-bedroom 3-bath home, so I did about 26 photos, including some exterior shots. The last one I did, it only took 12 photos with the virtual tour. But that's the cool thing with virtual tours. You don't need to take that many photos. And ultimately, it's just another thing that you can sort of advertise for yourself. Now, whatever you do as far as pricing goes is entirely up to you. But this is really easy to do. So, I mean, if you charge somebody, let's say, you know, 60, 70 bucks to do a virtual tour, something similar to this, most realtors will pay that just because they're getting such a value in the fact that they can, you know, put a buyer there without actually ever having to be in the home, which is cool. But that's going to do it for this video. Hope you learned something. If you did, definitely drop it a like. And don't forget, this week is going to be CES. I'm going to be flying there Wednesday morning. I should arrive in Vegas at 9 a.m. And we're going to do our Overcast podcast right from Vegas that evening. So if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the Overcast podcast. I'll leave a link to that channel down below. But if you have any questions or comments, or if you're doing something similar to this or found another website that works just as well as Momento360.com, I'd love to hear it. Drop me a comment down below. Otherwise, stay original.